projects. I think the most exceptional ones is the one that have personality, and the one that there's someone behind it, textures, things that you can touch, you can feel. I think that's what's coming, because people want that connection. But that doesn't mean that it's sustainable. And that doesn't mean that the project is good, and that doesn't mean that the service is good.
Not everything what looks great on the picture actually
is
operationally and livable.
Exactly. Let's make it as beige as possible so everyone is happy. I think we have to think of this and this and this and this and this and this. And you're like, oh my God, this is like so many little things that go into making everything look seamless.
If you have ever found yourself inspired by beautifully designed hotels, restaurants, villas or homes in Bali, you may already know about Bali Interior. Through their online platforms and the YouTube series Peak in Paradise, they have spent years showcasing some of the island's most inspiring projects. But today, we are turning the camera around and taking a peek into the journey of the person behind one of Bali's most influential design platforms. My guest today is Sheila Man, founder of Bali Interiors and co-creator of BI Design House, a boutique hospitality concept that gave her the opportunity to move from documenting great design to creating and operating it herself. My name is Elena Makogan, and with this interview we are opening Season 3 of Through the Looking Glass, Bali, Hospitality and Beyond, a podcast featuring conversation with creative minds, entrepreneurs, hoteliers and industry experts. Good morning, Sheila. Thank you very much for having us here today in your beautiful space. You started completely new business in the foreign country. Looking back, what was the biggest challenge in building Bali Interiors, and how has your vision for a company evolved over the years?
Honestly, when I began it, it was never about creating a business. It was a hobby. I came here, I didn't know anybody. I wanted to get out of my house. And, but at the time, Canggu was tiny. Yeah. There was nothing.
Village.
Okay, it was a village.
Small,
it was a
nice
local village, So it just got me out of the house, and I was like, okay, I get to meet people. So it was more like a passion project, really. And eventually people will start coming to us and say, hey, we'd like to pay you for volunteers to do photography or to be in your Instagram page. So it honestly evolved naturally. We were not pushing, we're not asking for it. It just kind of happened. And as the time went by, I decided I needed help, and we got more people to work for us. And now we have, it's only actually 8 or 9 of us. So it's still a small team, but we do a lot.
Yes, small but powerful.
It's small and mighty.
That's nice. You've been traveling a lot around Indonesia, around the world. You've seen hundreds of projects.
Yeah.
On your opinion, what do you think make the project exceptional?
The view.
The view.
Honestly, when you have a view, nothing compares to a beautiful view. That's the truth. I love interiors. So for me, my passion is more than architecture, is interior. So I love interiors. I love looking at interiors. I love how people design things their own way. That's my passion. It's not making the interiors, but showing the interiors. And yeah, exceptional. It's hard to say. Like, I've seen so many exceptional projects. I think the most exceptional ones is the one that have personality, and the one that there's someone behind it. It's a personal project. It's not just a project for a client. It's a project that they did themselves because they love the objects, the art, the furniture they chose, the way they constructed, the way they built, the textures of the walls. For me, those are the ones that I remember the most, because they're personal and it has someone's stamp on them, rather than just a studio that just did that for a client and it's beautiful but no personality, or very, for me, the most memorable ones are the ones that have personality.
The ones that probably have some sort of soul.
Yes.
Everything you put
there. Everything you're like, oh yeah, this is like, this person created this, and it's different from that. So for me, those ones are the ones that I enjoy the most, because you're capturing people's personality in a space.
And it's probably one which is really hard to just copy paste.
You can't.
Right? You can't do that.
You can't copy paste because it's someone's love and attention and care and personal objects and everything is, it's like, like fashion, those people that dress amazingly.
Yeah.
It's really hard to replicate because it's them with clothes. The clothes are a showcase of who they are, and the same with interiors. The interiors are a showcase of who they are. So I think those interiors are really hard to replicate. Like, you can get ideas from it, but you can never make it the same.
That's true. That's true. Talking about the view, the specialness, and the personality, I think. How do you think Bali design evolved over the last decade?
I think, I think Bali has been evolving over the last 50 years, honestly, from the 70s to the 80s. There's been incredible people that have influenced the Bali style since the 1970s, at least, so it's been, this evolution continues to happen. I think over the last 10 years, what I've seen is that the quality has just like on a more massive scale. Okay, so if we look at houses that were built maybe 20, 30 years ago, they're actually really solid houses. So I've been to a lot of houses that are quite old villas, and they're actually super well built, super well constructed. And there's some now in the last 10 years that are cheap developments, and the construction is really cheap, and you can tell, and you can see, you walk in and you can see all the cracks and just like a rush job that it won't last, unfortunately. So I see a lot more of that, which is a shame. Saying that, I feel like we're coming back full circle, and people are investing in actual Balinese architecture. Just going back to the joglos and wooden structures that are well known in Bali, overseas.
I think Indonesia is so rich in terms of the natural materials you can use for the construction, right? But it's, of course, it has its pros and cons, like everything. But we have quite a lot of things we can use locally. What I have noticed, I think, for the last 5-7 years, since 2019, 2018, when the development gets so rapid, people start to bring everything. Very fast, very simple materials, doesn't really care about like what is, how long it's gonna last. Just, I think, quantity over quality happen.
Yes. And honestly, I think I've always been saying this. I've been saying this for a long time. You have to choose quality over quantity, always. And when people design things, when they, and I get it, budgets are a thing. We all have budgets. I have a budget for building a house, for when we renovated this, when we build this. It's hard. It's hard to make it on a budget, but there's so many ways to decrease your budget and still do a good quality job. And maybe decrease the amount of room, but and you want something that's going to last and know that it's going to get demolished in a few years because it's falling apart. Because that's not sustainable.
No, but it's just not always looks, I think, very presentable on the investor deck, So like depending what you're choosing. Another thing I think what's contributed quite a lot is the social media. How do you think it's influenced the design, architecture, and overall the development? Because somehow I found myself caught in the thing that's one of the recommendations people always get starting the project is like, you have to have an Instagrammable space. You have to create Instagrammable moments. Like, are we building for the Instagram, or are we actually moving into something more deeper now?
I think we are moving to something deeper. And yes, I think for a period of time that worked, the Instagrammable moments, and I think will always work. But that doesn't mean that it's sustainable. And that doesn't mean that the project is good, and that doesn't mean that the service is good. That is just one moment and 1 second in time. Of course, you want a beautiful space. And I think people shouldn't focus on Instagram moments and should focus more on like, how does the space feel when someone is in there? If you're an architect and if you're an interior designer, you should be asking those questions anyway to the clients. And if it's like a development or a hotel, it should be so much more than an Instagram moment. It should be how it's feel, how the, you know, just like the work, the flow of the space, the breeze, you know, there's a lot of beautiful spaces that are Instagrammable, and they're super hot. You dine inside, like they built not for it places that are being built, like in Uluwatu. I've been to many houses where it is boiling hot in there, and they have like double, you know, stories, open spaces. The sun is, so the aircon is on 100% of the time. It's impossible. I'm like, who thought of this? You know what I mean? Like, it's not. You need to think where you are. What's your location? What's the temperature? Where's the sun coming from? Like, I don't know. For me, I don't really look at Instagram all space. For me, like that would not be my priority, honestly. Like, I think it should be a beautiful space, but not the Instagrammable thing. And then what the rest is like, not functional or not, you know what I mean?
Yes, not everything what looks great on the picture actually
is
operationally and livable.
Exactly. Just because something looks great, yes, okay, you might get some more bookings, I get it, but will the people stay, or they'll just come for one night and then leave?
Yeah.
You know, so you need to think of longevity in your, if you're having a hotel, for example, in your guests. Are they going to just come for one night, get that photo in that space, and then, okay, done, next? Because that is actually not a good business model, I think. You want people to come and stay and extend and to say, you know what, the space is so beautiful. I don't want to leave.
That's what I feel a little bit for the Canggu. After years of people were coming here and staying a week or two, just being in the, you know, in the nature, in the local environment, surfing, going into local houses, you know, exploring the local food. And then I think in 2018, 2019, the Instagram kicked off really huge for the place. And audience changed.
Yeah.
The people who's coming, like now maybe it's a little bit changing again, but there was a period of time just before the COVID and after the COVID, when the people were just coming for the pictures.
Yeah.
To take a picture on the Instagram cafe of the avocado toast or smoothie bowl, take a picture with the surfboard, take a picture on some villa, and they leave. Yeah. And they're not staying anymore. And we shift from like our average stay was like 5-6 nights, and we shifted to the 2 nights.
Yeah.
No maximum. And that was really like, wow.
Yeah.
The market have changed so much. Yeah. And the people who was coming, they were really coming just for the picture.
Yeah.
I feel it's changing a little bit now, back again, but very different.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, I tell you, for example, here at the Design House, we've had guests that come for they book 1-2 nights and they end up staying for a month. Like multiple people have come and stay for like a week, 2 weeks. They don't want to leave.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's changing, and I think that's what I'm saying. I think if you have like a super Instagrammable place, yes, it looks pretty for one night, but it's like there's no really soul behind it. Then people will leave, go to the next place. But I think if you create a really soulful place where it's just more than just an Instagram moment, and they feel comfortable and like at home, and they, you know, they feel connected to the people, to the staff, they feel taken care of, then people are going to stay.
That's true. I think emotional connection and the experience people get. Let's talk a little bit more about the bee house, because it's interesting. You have been showcasing the beautiful projects for years, and then how you decided to move to your own hospitality business.
This was our home, actually. We built this as our home. That was the original plan. And then we decided to turn into a boutique hotel. It took a while just to get all the licensing, you know, all the stuff. So it took a couple of years until we were able to open it. And I don't know, I've always wanted to have my own boutique hotel, honestly. And we're thinking of doing that in 2020. And then we said, no, let's build a house because we just wanted to have our own home and our own workspace. And it turns out our home then became a boutique hotel. So it was kind of like my daughter moved overseas. She wanted to study, and this was like a mansion really for 3 people. And we had the home office actually in another room, and then it became too small for our team, and we're like, okay, I think we need to move out and create something that other people can enjoy. Honestly, and that's why one of the reasons we decided to do like a guest house or boutique hotel is because we wanted multiple people to enjoy it. We didn't want to create a villa and then not just a space for just one person or one family to enjoy it at a time, but more lots of people to enjoy it at the same time and connect and create.
Yeah. I think the house, as what I understand, is not just the accommodation, right? But it's also sort of the experience and the community building project. Can you tell a little bit more about this part of it?
Yeah, so the whole concept of BI Design House is community, creativity, and connection. So we just wanted to create a community. So we want people that come and stay here to connect with each other. We come all the time and talk to the guests, and we form relationships with them. They become friends. We host dinners. We host workshops. So everything just to bring a community and for people to, in a way, disconnect from social media, which is my other business. But I can see the need in both, and just have a moment to be creative and just connecting with themselves and with other people. So that's the whole concept of it. It's like I want people to feel like, and this is actually what people feel like. They feel like they are visiting a friend, and this artist friend has this amazing house, and they just come in to hang out and stay with them. That's the feeling that they have, and actually I'm kind of happy with that feeling. That feeling, people feel like super comfortable, like it's their home. They like, the staff gets to know you, they know your name, they know what you want, what you don't want. We want to really feel like almost like a family space, and also where you feel really, especially as a solo travel women, which we have loads of, which I'm very happy, a sense of safety and people knowing about you, concerned about you. If you don't come home, are you okay? If you go to a hotel where you're one of the thousands, people won't care. And I think one of our biggest difference here is that we care. We care about who's staying with us, how we can help them if there's an issue, how we can help them to make their stay as more enjoyable as possible, and just literally it feels like we look after you when you're here. We're like, when you go to your grandma's house and she's like, what would you like? Would you like a cup of tea? We're like that. It's like going to your grandma's house in a way. We just like look after you. So everyone, that's why so many people end up extending their stay, because they feel very safe, especially solo women. They feel really safe. They feel that connected. They don't feel alone, and they feel taken care of. But they have the freedom to do whatever they want.
Oh, that's really nice. Before you mentioned that you didn't have a hospitality experience previously to manage this project. What surprised you most from the operational perspective when you started and maybe on the way?
I think it was the amount of little things that you have to think about. Like, oh, this would be nice, and then you like actually get to the nitty gritty, and it's like, I think we have to think of this and this and this and this and this and this, and you're like, oh my god, this is like so many little things that go into making everything look seamless and just like natural, but it's actually just hundreds of tiny decisions that you have to make, and we're still making. We're only just we just come to a year. Like the first 6 months was kind of soft opening, so really I would say from January is when we really started operating properly, and we're still making decisions. We're still not this is just the beginning, and there's so much more potential to do more things and to do other things with it.
From now on, already into some couple of months of the operation, right? Is there anything what was initially looks great in terms of the design solution for the place, but now operationally you find out that, for example, it's not really suitable, or maybe there is something you would like to actually, looking back, change that what makes operation easier for you?
I think definitely the kitchen was a bit of a how we can make it more functional, because it was a home. This wasn't a hotel where you prepare it. So that's kind of like the only thing. But saying that, the chefs like to cook in front of the guests, so they cook, so they don't cook behind the thing, they cook right in front of you, which is also gives that home feeling to it. I think just that really. I'm not too sad or like too like, oh, this. No, it's pretty okay. Like, I think we make it work, because it's not like we designed this as a hotel, it's kind of like we have the structure. How can we make this work? We did all the different changes that we thought they were necessary to operate more like as a boutique hotel rather than a home. But there's not that many things. Not really. Like, yes, you could have made this like that, but that would have been from the stages of building, and we were not in that situation. The place was already built.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to change already the structural parts of they are already there. Do you have, looking in the, let's back a little bit to the materials and sourcing in Bali and Indonesia particularly, is there any brands or trends you're really excited about? Like, what is evolving currently in the market?
I think more and more people are choosing what they love. I actually think people are not following trends. So I didn't follow a trend when I did this. I actually went against the trends. The trends was very white and clean, and I was just bored of it, honestly. So I was like, I don't want to do that. There's a million places that look like that. I want something very textural that I can touch, and maybe that's the trend that is coming. I think because of the digital world where we're disconnected from other people, from each other, from the real world. Textures, things that you can touch, you can feel. I think that's what's coming, because people want that connection, again. We're not meant to sit behind screens all the time. We need to have conversations and feel. We have all our 5 senses, and I think things that are engaging on those 5 senses is what the trend is going to come. Not just like everything is like shiny and perfect. I think people want to feel texture, they want to see color, they want to get excited, and they want their eyes to feel excited again, not just like calmness, like, which is also beautiful, but something that lifts them up.
Yeah, I think that's important to activate those senses, right? I feel like we're getting sort of numb over the years, especially I think after the COVID and all this isolation period. And that's you mentioned this, a very clean, polished, nude color interiors, which feels very artificial.
It is beautiful. Like, I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I think there's a room for everything. I like soulful places. I like places that I can think, oh, what's that? Tell me about this and tell me about that. Not just like white walls with like hospital, like sterile spaces. I want to know the story behind things. And I think that's maybe where the trends are more coming. People want to know, where is this object from? Where do you get that from? Where is this book about? Tell me the story about why you got this object or this piece of artwork, and not just, I just put a piece of artwork and I don't really care. Like, it's just to fill a wall. I think we're gonna move towards a soulful experience, and that experience is in interiors, starts in the interiors, because that's where you create a personality and not just let's make it as beige as possible so everyone is happy. I think before people did that to please as many people as possible. And I think we're moving away from that. So rather than pleasing everyone, you're going to please these people. And these are going to be your people. And the rest will go there, or there, or there, or there, or there. But I think that the age of pleasing everyone is over. I think there's just so much in offer. And I think when you're pleasing everyone, you're pleasing no one.
That is true. I mean, you cannot work for everyone.
No,
right?
so I really think, and I've seen some hospitality places are very plain, beautiful, like amazing, but no personality, and they're struggling, even if they're large developments, large, because there's no personality behind it. Try to please, to be nothing, and when you're nothing, you're nothing. You just need to stand up for something, whatever that is. And you might reject some people, but that's okay, as long as the people that you want to bring, they get it.
That's true. When your eyes and brain starting to wander in the place, right? When you're looking into some objects and you're starting to have questions in your head.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, that's probably the feeling. Yeah, we're always talking about that when we are talking about the spaces in the hotel.
Yeah.
For example, how do the people, even spending their 5 minutes, what are they going to do?
Here.
Like if they just sitting and staring in the wall, for example, or they starting to wonder, what is this? What is that? Or can I touch this? Can I touch that? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, we wanted to, so for here, we wanted to create something that was really comfortable. I wanted people to have a nap in the outdoor sofa if they wanted to. I wanted people to like spread out and lie down. I wanted to feel their home. I didn't want everything to be so perfect and comfortable that people sit and you're like, oh, you're kind of sitting like this or scared to touch something in case it breaks. And, I didn't want it to feel super sterile, and I didn't want it to feel so expensive that people are scared of touching things. I wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to feel rough and comfortable and lived in. So we got a lot of antique pieces within new pieces, just because I think that mixture allows people to relax a little bit more. We wanted the sofas to be super comfortable, and they are. They're like, people just like, oh, this is so comfortable, and they just stay there for hours. And we wanted objects to be of all different kinds and rough and different textures, different materials, and for them to wonder with their eyes and think, oh, that's beautiful, and go and touch it, We didn't want to be too precious. And this is also, by the way, it's an adults-only hotel. So it's, 13 plus, because we wanted to keep the serenity. So adults that come, they don't have because it is a small place. It's a small hotel. We don't have a large space where if there's a kid crying, you will hear it here.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I was able to put a lot of objects that maybe they're a little bit more fragile, because I knew they won't be, I have kids, so I know what kids are like. They just come, they knock it off, and they break it in 2 seconds, So I was more relaxed and able to put expensive objects or expensive or treasure objects that were mine, that we've collected over the years, without feeling like it's going to get damaged or broken, And if it does, what can you do?
Things get broken.
Things get broken,
It's also part, I think, of the journey, right?
Yeah.
To let go of some things. Do you have any particular brands, Bali-based or in Indonesia-based, you really love and would love to feature them, maybe?
We feature a lot actually on this, and we work with a lot of Indonesian brands. We work with, this is CB Design, for example. It's an Indonesian-Italian brand. Owners, which I love their exterior stuff, is amazing. We have Anada, which they've done almost all our furniture in every room, and they've been incredible. We work with Paloma on some of the fixtures. It's also an Indonesian brand. So I work with all the Indonesian brands. Honestly, I didn't have anything from overseas. We have a piece from Onsen Kwan, which is like a center, beautiful lights. We work with Hati Home, which is actually manufactured in Indonesia but selling in the United States. But they're long-time residents of Bali for a long time. We work with Lumiere Shades, which is also an Indonesian-based company that does beautiful lamps. Every artist, everything we feature is the artist Athena, who is from Sol Veritas Studio, who's also amazing, and she's lent us this piece. It's not ours. I wish it was ours, but it's been lent to us. And we have Irene Hoff, who's also another Bali artist. We've just purchased some very delicate Indonesian art from a Balinese artist that is very traditional. So I'm about to put that in one of the rooms. So we kept everything with a Bali or Indonesian base. So everything is from here. Okay. I didn't go anywhere.
I think there was a time, I think 10 years ago, where it was not that much offer readily available. But I think now, especially for the last couple of years, with curated, it's so. I mean, I think the brand's been there, but we didn't know about them. And now I'm so happy that there is so many events happening in Jakarta, in Bali, and all around Indonesia, and featuring not only international products, but so many local artisans and artists and creative mind. That's so amazing.
Another brand that I want to mention is Hevea as well. We have all the mattresses in every room, and oh my God, those mattresses are the best. Everyone. The best. That was one of, that was an expensive decision. So if we talk about, like, sometimes we have to compromise on certain things and spend on other things. For me, the mattress that we chose was an important factor because, I've traveled and I've slept in mattresses that are really uncomfortable. And I think the older you get, the more important sleeping well is. So we decided to go with Hevea, and it was an expensive thing to do, but it was, oh my God, it was so worth it. And everyone has the best night of sleep. And we have the DC Habitat also pillows and sheets, and they also love the pillows from DC Habitat, and they love the sheets, and they love the mattresses. So all that whole bedding, doing like expensive bedding, which is, I know it's like, people try to save money there, and I'm like, that is gonna come and bite you at the end, because people really need their sleeps, especially when they come to Bali. They want a relaxing holiday. They want to chill. They've had a stressful, working life. They want to come and relax. And if you don't have a mattress or a pillow that is comfortable, it ruins your holiday. It is. You're like, sleep in bed, So for me, that was a big expense, but it was worth it.
I think light and mattresses is one of the things people quite often underestimate when building a hotel or any hospitality things, because we think people will just sleep and go somewhere, and this somewhere will make their experience. But it's actually how do they wake up in the morning will make the rest of the day.
100%. Just having, and I've slept here many times, and every time I have to go home, I'm like, I want one of these mattresses too.
Future of Bali interiors, what is in your plans, and is there anything else you would like to explore, or you would love to keep it as it is?
Bali interiors, yes, we have lots of things. We have a lot of things. It's just that I don't know the timing, if it could happen this next year or the year after. I'm not sure. We're looking actually of doing a yearly magazine, collectible magazine. So that's on the cards. Maybe some collaboration with some brands. More shows that we do. We have a few shows on YouTube. We're thinking, we've been workshopping a new show, hopefully to start soon, which is, we've been so busy with everything else. It's, as I said, it's 8 of us, so it's not like, if I had like a double the team, we could do more, but at the moment, it's only us, we can do what we can do. So yeah, that at the moment, that's kind of what we have in mind, but yeah, I don't know when yet.
Thank you so much for this conversation.
You're welcome.
And I hope all your future plans surely fulfilled.
Thank you.
Yes, and yeah, thank you for having us
here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you.